The single greatest karma moment in sports history is happening right now. For 2 years, WNBA veterans tried to destroy Caitlin Clark with cheap shots, media attacks, and Olympic snubs. They thought they could dim her light. Today, the bill has come due. NBC, Peacock, and WNBA owners just ditched the veterans completely. They chose Caitlin. While veterans fight over money and threaten strikes, Caitlin sits at the head table with NBA legends signing massive deals. They tried to cancel her. Instead, they canceled themselves. Welcome to the Kingdom of Clark. Ladies and gentlemen, we are witnessing the single greatest karma moment in the history of professional sports. And it is happening right in front of our eyes on national television in real time. For 2 years, we watched the WNBA veterans, the so-called leaders of the game, engage in a coordinated campaign of nasty tactics, jealousy, and petty sabotage against Caitlin Clark. They tried to physically beat her up on the court with flagrant fouls and cheap shots. They tried to mentally break her down in the media with dismissive comments and backhanded compliments. They tried to freeze her out of the Olympic team despite her being the most dominant player in the country. They genuinely believed that if they made her life miserable enough, if they applied enough pressure, they could dim her light and maintain their stranglehold on the league. But today, the bill has come due. And the price is absolutely everything they have done. We now have official confirmation that the major power brokers of the sport, the WNBA owners, NBC Universal, and Peacock, have made a strategic business decision to completely ditch the WNBA veterans and move forward exclusively with the Caitlin Clark business model. The headline is real. The shift is happening. They've lost everything. And they didn't lose it because of bad luck or unfortunate timing. They lost it because their toxic behavior made them unmarketable, unwatchable, and ultimately completely replaceable. While the veterans are sitting at home locked in a bitter labor dispute that might genuinely cancel their entire season, Caitlin Clark is sitting at the head table of NBA on NBC, laughing with legends, signing massive commercial deals, and becoming the undisputed face of basketball in America. The plan to destroy her didn't just fail. It backfired so spectacularly, so completely, that it has permanently erased the relevance of the very people who plotted against her from the beginning.
Listen, I hope y'all WNBA players is paying attention. They will replace y'all asses. They have Caitlin Clark. They have Paige Beckers under contract. They have Angel Reese. They have replacement players they can go get. They have a slew of rookies they are about to draft.
They have a contingency plan. You need to understand the magnitude of this shift. NBC and Peacock just signed a massive media rights deal with the NBA and the WNBA. Usually in a deal like this, the network would spend months promoting the league's history, interviewing veteran players, and building up the legends of the game. But look at what is actually happening. NBC isn't calling Diana Taurasi. They aren't calling Breanna Stewart. They aren't calling the players who spent the last year throwing shade on podcasts. They are calling one person and one person only, Caitlin Clark. They have hired her as a special contributor for their NBA coverage. This is a deliberate message. NBC executives looked at the data. They looked at the social media engagement. They looked at the ratings. And most importantly, they looked at the nasty tactics. They saw the cheap shots. They saw the resentment. They saw the jealousy. And they decided they do not want to be in the business of promoting toxic negativity. They want to be in the business of sunshine, buckets, and record-breaking ratings. Caitlin Clark represents the future, a positive, high-skill, fan-friendly product that brings millions of new eyes to the game. The bitter veterans represent the past, a gatekeeping, exclusive club that attacks its own fans and resents anyone who shines brighter. NBC made a calculated business decision to cut the dead weight. And that dead weight is the entire old guard of the WNBA.
NBA, NBC, Peacock, they're pushing on and moving on with their promo, regardless if y'all signing this deal or not, because I'm pretty sure they got a contingency plan in place. They have a contingency.
So, let's dig deeper into why this music is happening. Now, the WNBA owners are currently in a standoff with the Players Association. The players are threatening to strike. They're demanding a 30% revenue share. They're demanding millions of dollars in salary increases. And who is leading this charge? The veterans. The same veterans who refuse to embrace the Caitlin Clark effect. The owners are looking at these music demands and laughing. Why? Because they know the truth. They know that without Caitlin Clark, there is no music revenue to share. They know that nobody is buying a Peacock subscription to watch the players, music, who pushed Caitlin down. They are buying Peacock to watch Caitlin. So, the owners and the networks, music, have formed an alliance. They have realized that they don't need the WNBA as a music, collective entity to make money. They just need the Caitlin Clark show. By giving her this platform on music, NBC, independent of the WNBA season, they have insulated their biggest asset from the music toxicity of the league. If the veterans decide to strike, fine, let them strike. Caitlin will be on TV every Sunday night analyzing LeBron James. She wins either way. The veterans played a game of chicken with the golden goose, and now they are starving.
See, sports, what they did is they flexed on them, okay? They flexed on them. Here it says, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. The WNBA is coming to NBC and Peacock. So,
streaming services are music ruthless. They only care about one thing: acquisition and retention. Who drives subscriptions? Is it the player who complains about charter flights, music, and insults the new fans? No, it is the player who hits logo threes and stays humble. Peacock Music has effectively ditched the idea of marketing the WNBA as a broad music league. Have you seen the promotional promo? It is Caitlin-centric. It is Caitlin-focused. The other players have been relegated to background, music, extras in their own movie. This is the direct consequence of their music nasty tactics. When you spend an entire year telling the world that Caitlin isn't that good or that she needs to wait her turn, you are telling the audience not to care. And guess what? The audience listened. They don't care about the veterans. They only care about the girl they tried to bully. The veterans tried to gatekeep the league, but all they did was lock music themselves inside a burning building while Caitlin walked out the front door with the keys to the kingdom. Think about the psychological blow this inflicts on the music old guard. Imagine being a 10-year veteran, a multi-time champion, and music. Watching NBC fly Caitlin Clark to Madison Square Garden to sit next to Vince Carter and Carmelo Anthony while you are sitting on your couch wondering if your paycheck is going to clear this month. It must be eating them alive. But it is a wound they inflicted on themselves. If they had welcomed her, music, if they had mentored her, if they had realized that a rising tide lifts all boats, they would, music, be sitting next to her. They would be getting the endorsement deals. They would be getting the NBC segment, but their ego wouldn't allow it. Their jealousy blinded them. They chose petty music grievances over generational wealth. And now NBC has moved on without them. The network has music realized that Caitlin Clark transcends the WNBA. She is bigger than the league. She is bigger than the veteran. She is a cultural phenomenon that does not require their permission to exist. The nasty tactics were not just physical. They were systemic. It was the referees swallowing their whistles. It was the coaches making snide comments in press conferences. It was the legends going on podcasts, music, to diminish her accomplishments. NBC watched all of this. Corporate America, music, watched all of this. And do you know what? Corporate America hates liability. The veterans Dayton a liability. Music, they became bad for business. They turned the WNBA into a soap opera of drama and hate. Instead of a celebration of basketball, Caitlin, on the other hand, music, never said a bad word. She never engaged in the drama. She just played. She showed up. She signed autographs. She respected the game. NBC is rewarding that professionalism. They are telling the world that character matters. They are validating the fans who defended Caitlin for the last 2 years. This stitching of the vets is a corporate endorsement of Caitlin's character and a corporate, music, condemnation of the veterans' behavior. And what about the future? This move by NBC and Peacock signals the end of a music era. The era of the gatekeeper veteran is over. If you want to be a star in this league now, you have to get on board with the new program. Music. The owners are clearly done coddling the players who hold the league back by empowering Caitlin, so visibly they are stripping the power away from the union. Music. The union can threaten to strike all they want, but if the face of the league is already employed by NBC Music, their leverage is gone. The owners have found a way to bypass the toxicity. They have built a direct pipeline from Caitlyn to the fans, cutting out the bitter middlemen. The veterans are now screaming into the void. They can picket, they can protest, they can post on social media, but they cannot stop the machine. The machine has chosen its driver, and it is the rookie from Iowa. This is music, a lesson in humility that will be studied for decades. The WNBA veterans had the winning lottery ticket in their hands. All they had to do was cash it. All they had to do was music, smile, and say, "Welcome, Caitlyn." Instead, they tore the ticket up and threw it in her face. And now they are watching her print her own money while, music, they beg for scraps. It is a tragedy of their own making. They lost the media war. They lost the fan war. And now they have lost the financial war. NBC Music and Peacock have spoken. The owners have spoken. The fans have spoken. The WNBA is no longer a democracy of players. It is the music kingdom of Clark. And for the veterans who use their nasty tactics to tie and stop her, the music, only thing left to do is fade into obscurity. They tried to cancel Caitlyn Clark, but in music, the end, they only canceled themselves. The revolution will be televised on music, NBC, and the veterans won't even be invited to the watch.